My name is McLoughlin. I'm co-founder of Huddle. Huddle is a collaboration tool that helps people connect, share, and work better together. Absolutely. I mean, I think that 3 years ago I probably said less so, but I think now people are assuming that they can interact with a B2B company in the same way they can interact with people in their consumer life. So we have a team that monitor Twitter, they monitor incoming email. We have a community-powered forum on Get Satisfaction. We have an ideas forum on user voice. We have our own kind of internal support system as well. So I think all of these are channels that we can accept feedback in, and we can really build a conversation once an issue comes through. No, I don't think so. I think that it really depends on what your company does. If you're dealing in kind of pure technology or kind of enterprise, then yes, it probably does make sense, because you find that your customers are there, maybe the investors are there, and certainly the partners and acquirers are probably there as well. But, if you're working in fashion or music or the arts or finance, everything you need is here in London or New York or maybe Frankfurt. And so I think it would be very wrong to say kind of blanket that every technology company needs to have a West Coast presence. But I think for the selected types, it makes perfect sense. And it doesn't have to be expensive either. I think that you can initially, like we did, have a West Coast presence without actually being there. I was going out 6 or 7 times a year, so I was able to be at events. I was able to kind of make myself known and kind of go and meet people before we made that final plunge when we wanted to actually build a team out there. So I think where we've seen a lot of success with people using Huddle is when you have distributed teams, but that's not to say every single person is distributed. You might have one team in London, one team in Manchester, one team in Paris, one team in New York. I mean, personally, I've always found working at home, it really freaks me out. After about kind of doing it for 2 months when we first started Huddle, I was beginning to get cabin fever. I remember, and actually, I would speak to Alistair on the phone. We'd use Skype, but I was just missing this kind of human contact, because I was just spending all day, every day at home working, and of course, we were absolutely piss poor because we'd invested all of our savings into Huddle, so we didn't have any money to go out. But I did give myself one luxury, which was to have a gym membership, and this was fine until I realised that I'd become that creepy guy in the steam room that starts talking to people. And after I started talking to one guy, and he kind of edged away and kind of left. I was like, okay, we really need to get an office before I completely implode. So whilst I think software like Huddle and Skype can make team working a lot easier, I think that it's never going to replace having that kind of face-to-face contact, even if it's only a day a month or a day a week. It's still important.